Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Just Georgian Show. I'm your host Georgian, and in today's episode we are talking about my holiday that I've just come back from in Las Vegas. It was lovely, great time, the weather was really good, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought I'd take this time to talk about it, how I got on, what my thoughts are about Vegas, etc. So I hope everyone's doing well. I got back on Thursday. I arrived in Heathrow about 2:15, and then there was quite a lot of traffic, so we got home about 5 o'clock. So yeah, not too bad of a run. Got through the airport okay, and yeah, came back home. Pretty much slept because we were up for about 24 hours by that point. So I was very tired. So I thought I'd get this video out to you. This is Saturday, the 13th, I think it is today. Yeah, 13th of April. So a little bit different setup. I'm on my bed where I do film the episodes for the show, but I've got the camera not facing out to the window. I've got it to my wall because the sun is out today. It's a hot one. So without further ado, rather than me rambling all the time, so yeah, went to Vegas for 8 nights. It was lovely. We went from Heathrow to Vegas. I think it was just shy of 10-hour flight. I think it was about 9 hours 45. I think it was roughly about that. Flew with Virgin Atlantic. Very good. Can't fault it at all. It was very nice. They were coming around with drinks all the time. With food as well, which I didn't really eat because I don't really like the airplane food. Don't know about you guys, but I'm not really a fan of the airplane food, so I got a Pret baguette and just ate that on the plane. So I was all good. Then we got to Vegas, got a cab, got our bags, all good, went through the customs. It was amazing, nice, quick, very friendly people. And then we made our way to Caesars Resort. That's where we're staying for the duration of our time there, Caesars Palace. It was lovely. The weather was quite hot, but not too hot. We got there about, I think it was about 6:30. Yeah, I think it was about 6:30 in the afternoon. So the sunset was literally about an hour before we arrived. About an hour after we had arrived. So yeah, we got there, checked in, all good. Got up to our room. What I'll say about Caesars Palace is it's so huge. Like, you walk around, there's different towers, there's different areas for gambling, and it's not just your tables and your your tables with roulette and blackjack and crabs. Is it crabs? I think it's crabs. It's crabs. I think it is. I didn't play it, so I can't remember, but I think it's that. And then there's also the slot games, and there's bars, restaurants, everything there, shops. There's a whole shopping centre that's attached to it. So if you go, I think it was like, if you're going towards the food hall in Caesars, it's next to that, and you can actually walk through to the shopping area. Like, it's kind of like a shopping centre. And it has a really nice overhead. It makes it look like it's day and night time there. I think the colour changes depending on the time of day, or I think it just looks different because of the natural light going into it, I think. But yeah, it was lovely there. We went there quite a few times because at the end of one of the sides of this shopping centre, I think it's called the Forum, something like that I think it's called, it had a cheesecake factory. So we went there a good couple of times. I'd been to a cheesecake factory before when I went to Orlando last year in November, and it was really nice in there food-wise. And yeah, we ate there quite a few mornings for breakfast because it was just a little bit cheaper than eating, say, stuff in the hotel. So yeah, nice place to go for some food. So yeah, I'd recommend the Cheesecake Factory at the Forum shopping centre at Caesars. So yes, so Caesars was our main hub for the holiday. I visited as many hotels as I could. We had different activities planned as well as. So what I thought with the structure of this video was to go from, say, the south side of the strip to the north side of the strip, talk about the hotels that we went into, and also talk about what we did in each of them hotels, if it was a case of just walking through them, or if it was a case we went and watch a show in one of them, or etc, etc. So from the south side of the strip, you've got the first one that we visited on, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday? I want to say it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, just gone. We went to MGM Grand. So that's right at the south side of the strip. So it's not the last hotel on the south side. I think it's Mandalay Bay. But yeah, we went to MGM Grand, which is south on the right hand side if you're looking at it from south to north. So MGM Grand, you walk in, massive boxing ring, so straight away I've like take photos of that. Took a photo of me in front of the ring as well, which is pretty cool. Photos and stuff I will probably put on, you know, my Facebook page or Instagram page. So yeah, obviously links to this series are on Facebook, so you can view it through that. But yeah, it was a really nice hotel. Most of them are like really nice. Like none of them I looked at any of the hotels we went into and going, oh no, I don't like this place. One thing I will say about the hotels though, and this is throughout like all of the hotels that we visited, I must have visited about at least 10 hotels by the time I get to talking about all of them, is that the myth, I would call it, of they're always fully air conditioned, you know, they pump loads of oxygen through. I think that is sort of a myth, guys. I don't know if it's because I went in April that it was, you know, not warm enough for the aircon to be pumping, or they just don't do it as much anymore, or if it ever happened, I don't know. You have to let me know. I've only obviously been to Vegas once, but yeah, like walking through Caesars, it was not like pumping loads of cold, you know, air through the you know, air conditioning. But some did though, so I will talk about which ones I remember having air conditioning or felt more cooler inside than it did in Caesars. So yeah, MGM Grand had the ring. In most of the casinos, what I wanted to do was I wanted to put $20 into a slot machine and just see how I got on. So I did that in a lot of these hotels, and then basically if I won money, I would use that money into the next hotel for another $20 and just see if I was up or down come the end of it. So went in MGM Grand, saw the ring, had a game on the slots, didn't win at all, and then we moved on to the next hotel. So it was basically a nice like walk from south to north, because if you've seen the map of the strip, it's basically Caesar's Palace like slap bang in the middle on the left hand side. So we had to get a cab because it was too far of a walk for me and my mum to go through. We got a cab to MGM Grand and then we walked up from there. So yeah, we went to Luxor next, which is like the pyramid shaped hotel, which was really nice inside. I really liked it inside, very like Egyptian-y themed, obviously because it's a pyramid. So the inside of that is so much better than the MGM Grand. It's much larger as well. It's got a nice little, when you walk in, it's got a nice little escalator you can go up to like a food court area, where they also have a Titanic exhibition. So we did have a little look at it, but we didn't actually go and do the exhibition. But yeah, that was good. I had a gamble in there, lost again. I was playing some like cheese game. It was like some like King Cheese or something like that it was called. I can't remember exactly the name of it. I was only putting $20 into it. So, but yeah, no joy in that game. And then we moved on to Excalibur, which is next door to... So we didn't go to Mandalay Bay, just to point out. We went just straight to Luxor because... Sorry, the distance between Mandalay Bay and Luxor, quite a gap. So we decided just to do Luxor, then Excalibur. So we went to Excalibur. That is like the castle-themed one with like knights and dragons and stuff. So I was all over that. Very castle themed. Some of the like the artwork and the glass work inside the hotel had like a knight with armor and stuff. I'm doing a picture of armor. I'm not doing some random like dab. But yeah, the Excalibur was really good. I enjoyed that. It's yet again I didn't win, so I'm $60 down at this point. So not having a great day in terms of, you know, gambling. But yeah, it was good. It was good in there. Much preferred Excalibur and Luxor to MGM Grand, but that's just me. Then we went over to New York, which is obviously, you guessed it, New York themed. Very nice inside. I really enjoyed New York. We got a drink in there. They do these like frozen cocktail drinks. They've got like these machines that like, you know, like a slush pupping machine, but imagine it for alcoholic drinks. So we had a pina colada, one of them, and I had a seltzer. I don't know if anyone's heard of seltzers before, but they're basically like healthier alcoholic drinks. They're like pre-made cocktail drinks, really. They taste a little bit cidery because they've got like that kind of gassy, taste to them, but they're not as like gassy as a cider. It's a bit more flatter, and it's also like quite good for you in terms of calories. I know alcohol's not good for you in general, but it's only like 100 calories per can, which is pretty decent. So yeah, we went into New York, and I actually won this time. I was walking around, and I found a Game of Thrones game, and I thought, well, that looks good. I had previously played a Game of Thrones game in Vegas. It was at Fremont Street, which is really far north of the Strip, so it's not on the Strip. It's north of the Strip. It's like the downtown Orlando. I've been to downtown Orlando as well. That's why I'm getting confused. That's where you go to watch the basketball Orlando Magic. But going back to Vegas, downtown Vegas is where Fremont Street. It's great. It's very like carnival. Very good atmosphere there. Very loud music playing. Good remixes of songs and stuff. I think there was a remix of like Rock With You, Michael Jackson, and some other hip hop song. It was quite good. And yeah, we played a Game of Thrones game in there, but it was like the winter theme, so it was more the north. Whereas this game I was playing in New York was more the south, so like the Lannisters and stuff. And anyway, playing the game, the feature comes up, so I'm like, okay, cool, right, okay. And there was all these different balls with values, and basically, if you had 3 spins in a row that you didn't get any of the values, you're out the feature. And the dragon comes across Drogon, and he goes Dracarys, and I'm like, okay, this got to be good. It's like basically lit up the whole screen in fire, and I thought, okay, we're in for something here. And it came up at the top, and it was like spinning a wheel, and it said like the major jackpot. So I thought, oh, this is going to be pretty decent if this lands, and it did land, and it was $154. So, but I'd already won from all the balls with the values. I think I won about. I've got a picture of the ticket. I think it was about $40 or something like that. So I ended up taking $194 from this game. So yeah, massive win for me. So yeah, I won $194, which was great, and yeah, just generally had a good experience in New York. So that was probably my favourite of the 4, not just because I won that money, but also because I liked the hotel of the 4 so far. From New York, it's quite a walk onto the Cosmopolitan. Really big, like from the outside. If you see it from the outside, it's massive. And yeah, we went into the Cosmopolitan. That was really good. It had like, when you walked in, it had like 3 tiered, and there was this bar called the Chandelier. And this bar went from the first floor, second floor, and third floor. And it had like a chandelier going all the way down from the third to the first floor. Very good design. And I know why it's called the Chandelier, because there was a stainless steel glass door with like the writing on it saying the Chandelier. So that was a pretty cool bar. We went down to the ground floor, played a game. I think I doubled up, or was close to double. What game did I play? I think I played Zeus, it was called. And I think I won $37.50, but like including my 20, so I was $17.50 up in dollars, which isn't like loads, but a win's a win. I'll take it anyway. Anyway, it comes. So yeah, we went into there, and then from there we were basically knackered at that point, because we had been doing things during the day as well. When we went to visit all of these hotels that we visited, these particular ones I'm talking about, were all done in one day. And then the next one up from Cosmopolitan on a different day, multiple days with this one I'm about to say, is the Bellagio. So we went into the Bellagio on the left hand side. I'm gonna go through the left hand side hotels, then I'll come back to the right hand side ones. We are still going from south to north. So yeah, the Bellagio. Obviously, had the Bellagio water fountain display, which anyone can watch. It was fantastic. There's always a space to be able to watch it. It never gets too busy. There's like loads of little, like there's a whole row, and there's these little pods that you can go and sit in, stand in, and you can watch it a little bit closer to the water, and it plays a song whilst it's doing the performance. I think that it goes on for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it's like every 15 minutes at a certain point of the day. We went and watched it mainly at night time, because obviously you get to see the lights and stuff. Vegas at night time is glorious. Like, it's much better at night time than it is during the day, because of all the lights and stuff from all the different hotels. It makes it look, so like a hotel like the Flamingo, for example, which was opposite Caesars. I'll talk about that one now. Very nice hotel. It was one of the older hotels there. I think as well as the Caesars. I think that one was also like built by the mob. And yeah, the flamingo at night time, the sign, like during the day you don't even notice it. At night you're like, wow, that looks awesome. So yeah, the Bellagio, we went in there to watch Cirque du Soleil. I think I said that right. Cirque du Soleil, Cirque du Soleil. Yeah, Cirque du Soleil. And it was the O one because there's loads of different Cirque du Soleils. It's not just the original. There's like a Beatles one there. There's a Michael Jackson one there. We went and watched O. O was a water themed one, and it was really good. Really enjoyed it. At first, I was like, oh, like we were sitting in the theatre, and I was thinking, oh, I don't know how we're gonna, what's gonna be going on here. And as soon as it started, literally one of the performers came from the sky and came down and did some obviously the stuff that they do. The what do you call that stuff? The aerobic, on the not on the wires, but like they're performers. I can't remember what the wording for it is, but yeah, it was fun. And as soon as from that, I was like, okay, this is gonna be really good, and it didn't fail to deliver. People like flying across like from one swing to the other across the water. Some were diving into the water. Some were doing like spins into the water. It was fantastic. And then they were also doing like performances on the water or like actually in the water. Like on the surface on the wall. It was great. It went on for about, I think it was about 80, 90 minutes, so hour and a half, hour and 20. So yeah, really good. That was on our second full day. So yeah, really enjoyed that in the Bellagio. The Bellagio also has a decent casino floor, but yet again, not much air pumping through. And one thing I did notice, and it's throughout the whole of the Strip and the whole of the hotels and the whole of Vegas, which I really disliked, was the fact that people were smoking. Now, obviously, it's legal to do so, and obviously, coming from from England, the UK, obviously we're not allowed to smoke in public places. Not that I'm a smoker anyway, but people aren't allowed to smoke in public places. But in America, in the casino floors, you can. So you're walking through the casino, trying to find your game, and there's a guy or a girl smoking, or they're on a cigar, like proper. Like, I'm not talking like a little cigar. I'm talking like a big one where you have to like proper keep it alight. And the smell from that, it clings onto your clothes. No, not good. But it wasn't every casino floor you went onto and every area of the casino that you went into. It would be like very patchy rather than, the whole area was contaminated by the smoke. So it wasn't too bad. But yeah, we went into the Bellagio multiple times because we went in there for the Bellagio Gardens. I think they change through the seasons, so like winter, spring, summer, autumn. And I think it was the spring. Is it the spring? I always get them confused. It's winter then spring, I think, isn't it? Yeah, spring. We'll go with spring. So yeah, it's the spring one at the moment, and it was like a tea time like a theme. So not tea in terms of your dinner, I mean tea in terms of cup of tea. So it was like a sort of like reminding of like a Mad Hatter's tea party. It was really good in there, and the smells, like you can smell like the flowers are all real flowers. They weren't like fake ones. It was lovely in there. So if you really needed to like just have a minute and just breathe in some nice air from the bad air you've been smoking, from the cigars and the cigarettes, it was a fantastic place, just a spectacle. We went in there twice, and had a good look around, and you're just walking around, and there's always so many people in there taking photos and enjoying it. It's really good in there. I highly recommend, if you're going to Vegas, go and have a look at the Bellagio Gardens. It's completely free to go into. All the hotels that I've discussed so far are free to walk into. You can just walk in, you go to a machine, like a casino machine, sit down, waitress will come over, take your order for a drink, play a game for $20, have a nice drink, tip the waitress because they're doing a good job for you, and yeah, you can just explore these casinos. So Vegas doesn't have to be really expensive if you don't want it to be. But yeah, we went there, Bellagio, and then on towards the Bellagio is where we were staying at Caesars, and then on from Caesars we went to, what's next to Caesars? We went to the Mirage. I really like the Mirage. That has a nice garden area as well when you first walk in. It's called sort of like a greenhouse when you walk in. It's quite a big hotel as well. It has like the Beatles, Cirque du Soleil there. But I think that might be changing, the Mirage. I think the name of it might be changing. Don't quote me, but I think it is. But yeah, It's one of the more older ones there by looking at it from the outside anyway, as well as Caesars and Bellagio obviously. But yeah, really like Mirage. Really nice inside. With the garden, and then next to that, it's a bit of a gap, but not too much of a gap, is Treasure Island. Now we had to go to Treasure Island for a pickup for one of our activities. So one of our activities we got picked up from Caesars, and that was for Red Rock Canyon. So you've obviously the Grand Canyon, which is to the east of the Strip. Well, if you go to the west of the Strip, west and then up, is Red Rock Canyon, and it's a really nice place. Very isolated, well away from the Strip. Really fresh air out there. Obviously you're going up a little bit in terms of like altitude, so yeah, when you first get out of the vehicle that you go into, you know, for the tour, it does kind of take your breath away a little bit, because oh, wow, like the air quality has changed massively. But yeah, it was lovely over at Red Rock Canyon. I urge people who, you know, haven't ever heard of Red Rock Canyon to have a little Google of it or some YouTube videos of it. It's a lovely place. Loads of different wildlife and plants and stuff there, which we took many of photos of. It's a lovely place, and there's also Native American like artifacts there as well. So it's a lovely place. We went there on the Saturday, so we got there on the Tuesday. No, Wednesday. No, Tuesday. We got there on the Tuesday, and we went to there on the Saturday. So that was really good. Then talking about the, you know, we picked it up from Caesars. So for the Treasure Island pickup, we went to the Hoover Dam. We did that on Monday, just gone. That was really good. Hoover Dam was, yeah, a sight to be seen. You know, it's a hydroelectric dam, which basically converts water into electricity. And yeah, it's quite significant for that area of Nevada / Arizona. It covers, I think it said on there, 400,000 homes, so it provides electricity for 400,000 homes. So it's a big deal. And it's one of them, like, you can't really describe it, like words can't really describe it. You've just got to go and see it yourself. It's sort of like when I went to Auschwitz in Poland back in May last year. It's kind of one of them, you have to take it in for yourself. You can't really explain it on a camera because it just won't do it justice. So yeah, so from Treasure Island, that's kind of as far up we went, I think. Yeah, on that side of the Strip. So let's head our way back south, and we'll go to the right hand side this time. So we've gone MGM Grand on that side, so we're going to go up, and I think the next one up we went to was Planet Hollywood. So yeah, Planet Hollywood inside. It's inside the Miracle Mile shop. I did like Planet Hollywood. We weren't really in there long enough to really, you know, take it in as much. But yeah, it was okay. It was inside, you know, a shopping centre area, sort of like with Caesars. Caesars ones I think is a little bit more newer than the Miracle Mile one, but yeah, it was fine. Then next to that was the Paris Hotel. Now I really like the Paris Hotel. I think Paris Hotel is probably in my top 3, including obviously Caesars because I was staying there. But yeah, I really like the Paris Hotel. From the outside of an evening, there's like a weather balloon, like, you know, like a balloon like you'd go up in the air with. Yeah, hot weather balloon. Yeah, is that it? Yeah, and it says Paris on it. Oh, it's brilliant. And there's also the Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower, actually, when you go inside the Paris casino floor, you can see the leg of the Eiffel Tower. Really cool. But we went there quite a bit because I went and watched on Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday, so night 1 and night 2. Night 1 on the Saturday, it was in this place called Beer Park, so it was literally right next to where the Paris Hotel is. Highly recommend the place, it's fantastic, and obviously they show sports there. It was basically like a private event, so I had to book a ticket, but it was free. I had to book my seat basically on the Saturday. I went by myself, so I was away from everyone for about 4 hours by myself watching wrestling, having a few drinks, bit of food. But yeah, it was good, really good that Saturday. And then the Sunday I watched it with my brother, and yeah, WrestleMania Sunday was awesome. Cody finished the story. It was fantastic. So really enjoyed Beer Park and really enjoyed Paris Hotel. Next to that, I think it's like in between 2 hotels, is another hotel called the Horseshoe. Now the Horseshoe, for me, was a bit old fashioned. I don't really like it. It was quite a way to get to as well. Like you left Paris and you had to walk up a little bit. You had to walk up this this staircase. Then there was a whole way. It was really tucked away. I didn't really enjoy it. But you know, it's I can't like everything in life. You know what I mean? You're not gonna like everything. So. But you have to experience it. That's why I wanted to go into as many hotels as possible, and I did put $20 in there as well. And yeah, I didn't win anything, but or did I? No, I don't think I did. I remember having a win when I was doing some of the hotels, and then that winnings, like with the Game of Thrones winnings, I just used that throughout. So I probably don't remember losing because I was already up, sort of thing. But yeah, so after Horseshoe, on that right hand side, going from south to north, is the Cromwell that we went into next. That's opposite Caesars as well as the Flamingo. So you got the Cromwell, then you've got the Flamingo, and then if you're making your way further up, you get to the Venetian. Now, I really like the Venetian as well. The outside bit, you can see all the gondolas. We went on the gondolas. I didn't think it was too bad price-wise. It was for like 9-10 minutes, and it was $38 for your group of 4. So not too bad, I didn't think. You're only going to do it once, and you can do an outdoors gondola ride, or you can do an indoor gondola ride that goes through the shopping centre that's in to the Venetian. But yeah, so that was really good. And then Venetian was probably one of the only hotels that I remember where the oxygen levels were actually pretty good. There was quite a bit of airflow, and as soon as you walked in, nice bit of air flowing. I like the Venetian Hotel. It was good. Next door to that, I think it's sort of part of the Venetian, is the Palazzo. That was nice in there too. They had some like really old school games in there, which was pretty cool, like old school slot games. I class as old school anyway, ones that you don't see as many of nowadays. And then that was kind of it, I think. After that, we didn't go really any further up than Treasure Island or the Palazzo. You did have more up there. You got like the Wynn, the Encore, and then all the way up at the top of the strip for the north is the Strat. You also got Trump International on the left-hand side of... So if you're looking from north to south, it's to the right-hand side of the Strat. If you're looking from south to north, it's the left-hand side. Yeah, just before the Strat. It's kind of like behind Treasure Island, Trump International, but we didn't go into there because we just ran out of time. I've already explained that we went to Hoover Dam, we went to Red Rock Canyon, we did the gondolas, we went to watch Circus Delay, but we also watched a show at the Sphere. Now, I've got one of the cups here from the Sphere. If you can see that, I think it says Sphere, yeah. I'll turn it that way. it's how the camera's basically looking, but yeah, SPHERE, Sphere. It's a water bottle, tin water bottle, really good. I've never drunk really from like a tin water bottle. I usually just drink from a glass, but it keeps it nice and cold. So yeah, little plug there for tin water bottles. All this talking makes me thirsty. But yeah, 600ml bottle, all good. Yeah, kind of like a souvenir bottle. But yes, really liked the Sphere. Lovely inside, but it kind of had to be lovely, seeming it was worth, I think it cost $2.3 billion to build that, which I think converts into about 1.7 billion pounds. So yeah, quite a lot of money. But definitely worth it. You kind of walk into the Sphere, and it's kind of got like a cinema look about it. Like when you walk inside, it's like quite like dark inside. Obviously you go to your seat and all that. But then inside as well, so basically it was an hour of like just walking around the Sphere, and then it was 50 minutes of the actual film that you watched. It was a Postcard from Earth, directed by Darren Aronofsky. So the first hour you're walking around, and they've got like AI robots there, which was pretty cool. They've got like holograms there as well, which was pretty cool. And they've got loads of drink stands and food stands and stuff. And people were bringing in like food into the theatre. So when you walk into the theatre, it's like, sort of like a cinema screen. You take your seat, but what it is, it's a big screen, but then all around the side of the screen and above you and behind you, it always part of the screen. So when the movie starts and there's one part, the first part, it goes bright white and you're going like you're going through mountains, and say for example you've gone past these two mountains. Well, they'll be to the side of you when you've gone past them. It's epic. You have to see it for yourself. The Sphere is awesome. It was quite a lot of money tickets wise, but you got to go and do it if you're there. You know what I mean? With Vegas, I looked at it as, if you've already spent that much money to go there, why are you going to be like, oh no, I better not do that, it's too much money? It's like, you're there. just go and enjoy yourself. Obviously don't bankrupt yourself, but have a good time, but be sensible with it. Don't spend more than you have, sort of thing. But yeah, the Sphere was really good. So yeah, that covered most of what we did in Vegas. It was a very full on, like each day we were getting up, then you're out of your room for a good like 8-9 hours, and you come back, have a shower, and you go out for some food. Food wise, we didn't really go anywhere too exotic. You know, we ate in the Bellagio once, we ate in the Caesars once. We went to the Outback Steakhouse, which I've been to with my family, you know, many times when we've been to Orlando. Really like it there. I would like to say though as well that the pricing for stuff in, like, say, an Outback Steakhouse or Olive Garden, it was higher than it would be in Orlando because you're in Vegas. I think it was a bit of a, not a piss take, but a little bit of a, you know, okay, I see what you did there. You know, you ain't gonna fool me. Like, we were paying like $15-20 more for food that we could buy in, like, in an Outback in Orlando. But hey ho, it is what it is. You have to be prepared to spend money, I suppose. But yeah, it was really good holiday. I'd highly recommend going to Vegas. It was fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say about the holiday. We've covered food, covered drink, you know, which was mainly, to be fair, mainly just drunk Dr. Pepper. Most places serve Dr. Pepper if you wanted a soft drink. And then for an alcoholic drink, my main choice was usually a alcoholic iced tea. It's called a twisted iced tea. Really nice. Highly recommend if you're an iced tea drinker. It's got an alcohol percentage of 6.5, so it does, you know, only takes a couple to get you merry. Then what else was there? I think that was it really. Off the top of my head, yeah, no script here. Just my legs folded. So yeah, I'm not reading off any script. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, so roll on the next holiday. But yes, the channel will be back. I did put up a video yesterday for the finale of Resident Evil. I will be starting a new series. I'm pointing at my television screen, by the way. Yes, new series will be coming out. It will be Crash Team Racing. So I purchased it on the store because it was reduced price. It was about £15. So I thought I'll get it and do a video for it. So I've only played it once, the remastered version. Obviously, the old PS1 version I played many a time. So hopefully I should be pretty good on that. I'll probably play as Tiny the Tiger. That's who I used to play as a lot on Crash Team Racing, the original, you know, CTR back on the PS1. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that lengthy review of Vegas. Overall, fantastic place, great at daytime, nighttime, especially nighttime. Safety wise, it felt very safe there. We didn't really bump into any trouble at all. Obviously people are in large groups, so everyone's usually just doing their own thing. Yeah, obviously there's people walking around that are like, you know, hey, come here, get a photo, etc. But you're like, you know, they're not going to pester you. Just don't go over to them and, you know, make yourself available basically to be like a potential customer for getting a photo with someone who's wearing less to nothing clothes wise. I think you can make of that what you will. But yeah, we just, you know, I was just like, wow, okay. I just looked away straight away. But yeah, it was completely safe there. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. I loved it there. So I always like having a little gamble from here to there. Usually over at Westcliff, but at Jenkins Casino. But yeah, I do like a little gamble from now here to there. I do have a little bet on the football. Didn't watch any of the football actually whilst I was there. Arsenal did play 3 times whilst we were there. Yeah, we played Luton, we won 2-0, played Brighton, we won 3-0, and we played Bayern Munich and drew 2-2, which I've not watched the game, but I've heard that we kind of like bottled it a little bit. Kind of reminds me of last season. But no, we played tomorrow against Aston Villa, so, you know, Tottenham played this morning/afternoon. They lost 4-0 to Newcastle. Oh dear. But yeah, that's it really for this episode, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.